that snaps for losers, man. I don't get involved in that stuff, but.
I enjoy Rashad Milligan rolling out.
That's a good question.
Brandon,
We can't ask Rashad questions.
Hey, Rashad.
Caliber of the teams that you played when you're at Florida Gulf Coast University. That's one part. And the second part, in terms of coachability, the young ladies at the college level, 19 to 25, they were all interested in making sure that they kept their scholarships and had an opportunity to go to the pros. How do you assess or characterize the coachability of the superstars that you're working with here at Atlanta Dream?
Well, let me break that down into parts. One, at FTC, we always try to schedule as tough as we could. So we would play as many Power 4 now programs, and we're the mid-major that had the most success against those schools, and won games in the NCAA tournament against Power 4 schools repeatedly. So that's always, we never shy away from any challenge or any competition. For us, it was a hard time getting any of those universities to play us. We would play just about anybody, anytime. As for how does that competition compare to this, it doesn't. These are the greatest women's basketball players in the world, and that's what drew me to this opportunity. One thing that I can say with the conversations that I've had with the players already is they're very mature, they want to win, they want to be coached. All of the conversations have been really positive, and it has just made me excited to get started. Oh, look at this.
Rhyne Howard, a new player.
Yes.
I know we've talked, but from a player's perspective, I think I can speak first. We've been building something, we've been establishing something. How do you intend on bringing your style of play and incorporating it into what we have going on?
Yeah, well, one, I want to make sure that you guys are involved in the process. I want to have more conversations. I want to make sure that we build a relationship. I want you to understand why we're doing the things that we're doing and how it ultimately impacts winning, which we're all going to be about. It's all going to be about putting people in the best positions to be successful and helping the Atlanta Dream win basketball games. And I'm really looking forward to that, and I hope you guys are as well.
I got one for Dan and one for Coach. Dan, as right now you don't have a first round pick. Right now you don't have a first round pick. I'm curious about the players you picked last year who stayed Australia and over in Europe. What's the status with those players?
Yeah, so there are draft rights players. We're really looking forward to bringing them in this upcoming spring and seeing them in camp, and are staying connected with them right now and making sure they're doing the things they need to be in the WNBL, and really looking forward to see what they have.
Did they have a good season?
Yes, they're playing right now.
Okay.
Their season just started about a week ago. We've been following them closely and really looking forward to doing that over the next few months.
The coach speak is adjustments.
Yeah.
And especially at halftime, coaches and players have to make adjustments. What do you think is the number one adjustment you have to make because you're making this jump to this league?
Well, right now I think it's the speed of the game. Like I go to WNBA games regularly, and just to see the speed of it, now that means as a coach you got to be able to make decisions quicker, you got to be assertive. So I'm trying to prepare myself for the different speed of the game so that they're not having to wait on me for things, that I'm decisive and that I can get them the information they need when they need it.
Hey girl, my name is Megan Hall. I'm with USA Today's For the Win. Wanted to ask you, what's important to you as a person? Like, if you had to boil down, your values of 3 to 5 things, what's important to you?
Whew, that's deep, right?
Not basketball.
Yeah, I mean, I think I'm probably like most people. You want to be dealt with honestly. So I value honesty. I value people that work hard and give an honest effort for something. And I value people that like working with other people and then enjoy that process.
Coach,
Coach Brandon Leak, Sports Radio 680 The Fan. What do you think about the talent you had coming to the WNBA for the first time? You have a Rookie of the Year, a couple-time All-Star. Allisha was an All-Star. Nia's a veteran player. What do you think about the talent you have to get started in your coaching career?
I'm impressed with what we have. We've got some really talented players, and the exciting thing is I think they can be even more productive in a style of play that I envision. So what we're capable of, no one really knows for sure until we all get together and we all work together and see how it shakes out. But we're just going to try to make good decisions every day, have a process of progress. And if we continue to improve throughout the year, I think, we have enough quality, talented players to be really good really soon.
We're going to jump to Zoom. Go ahead and make them glad.
Hey, Coach, as everybody said, welcome to the team. This team has been in the playoffs the last 2 years. What do you feel like you can bring to take them to maybe that next step in the playoffs going forward?
Well, it's not so much what I can bring individually, it's what we could do together. Like, we're going to all have to find a path and work on it and get better. But I think what we can really try to do is be in a situation where we value the improvement and the progress of our players and our teams. We can develop the relationships so that we can have a level of trust that will improve any team. So this is a day-by-day thing. I'm not someone that the players are going to take to immediately. I'm more of a person that over time, they see that they're treated fairly, honestly, with respect. And once you do that over a period of time, then you start to build something special within a team. And that's the way I do things, and I think it'll be successful at this level.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
We'll go to Jackie Powell from the Knicks. Go ahead, Jackie.
Hi all. Hi Dan and Karl. Congratulations. Nice to meet you on Zoom. This is a question for Dan. I'm just curious, with the expansion draft coming up, how collaborative some of the decision making is going to be between the two of you. Where Dan, you've overseen the roster, the draft picks, and the development of all these players, and Karl is sort of coming in where the players haven't worked with him before, but he knows the types of players that are going to fit into the system he wants. So I'm just curious, what does that balance look like as you're approaching something that's very soon?
Yeah, it's absolutely a collaborative effort. Just like Karl would say, you want to get the best out of your players and put them in the best possible position. I always felt like in my role, my job is to put the players and coaches in the best possible position. So Karl and I will work very closely amongst other members of our staff and our ownership group and make sure that we're positioned the best for our team to move forward. And we're really excited to do that. It's fun to work together. It's always better when you have more than one mind.
Thanks so much.
We'll go to Marlon. Hi, Marlon, go ahead.
Hey, good afternoon. With WABE, can you hear me well?
We've got you.
All right. So this one is for Dan. With ATL being so diverse, were there any considerations for possibly a woman or a person of color becoming the next head coach?
As you mentioned, within the search process, we took a look at a lot of different people from a lot of different backgrounds. And one of the things we're most excited about Karl is how much of a diverse staff he's had over the years, promoting former players, having them go see further success, and really excited to bring that energy into this organization.
Go ahead, Ben Beekman from The Athletic.
Hey, thanks, man. Just for Karl, a quick one. Just, in the week since this news has been announced, since you've been head coach, just what are the things you've focused on and immediately thrown yourself into trying to learn about?
Well, I focused on having some initial phone calls and conversations with our players, kind of get a sense for where they're at and what they were hoping for in this transition. Then I've been watching a lot of game film and of the players and full games of the team playing last year, so that I have a good sense to know what I'm talking about when I talk to them. And there needs to be actually a lot more film work and discussions with Dan as we go forward here, and we'll be doing that literally daily.
Is there any other questions in the room?
Allow me to introduce myself, Tanisha Batista. So it's a question for Dan. So I was thinking, as we were talking about coaches' experience at the collegiate level for 3 decades, and we do have one of the youngest teams in the W, was that something that you considered as maybe an advantage in what he could bring to the table?
I think overall, Karl's track record of development is an advantage. I think we have a lot of players on our team who have potential to take even more steps, and I think what Karl's shown over the course of his career is he gets the most out of his players and out of his teams. So bringing that type of experience to our group was definitely a positive.
Awesome. Thank you everyone for your time.
If I get Nia in a TikTok, I can get Karl on TikTok.
How do you guys feel about momentum, playoffs, and now getting a new coach that can help you improve the team and go even further?
It's great. Making the playoffs is nice, but I think we're at a point now where we want to take this and make decisions or find things of that nature. So, no better time than now to bring a coach and how smart he is and how great he wants to be. It's exciting.
I would just say we have a good chance because we have our same core, we have more experience now with that core, and with strategy, and I just think his intelligence, I think we can make those next steps.
All right, awesome. Thanks, guys.
That's steps for losers, man. I don't get involved in that stuff, but.
Angel Rashad Milligan rolling out.
That's a good question.
We can't ask Rashad a question.
Hey, Rashad.